another thing about me, I have a brother, my middle brother Travis. He has cerebral palsy, he has epilepsy, he has a learning delay. So for us, again, on top of that, my parents had adopted four of my cousins. So it was six of us in a house on top of, the challenges with my brother, um, on a low income, it's crazy. Like speaking to my parents now, like they live paycheck to paycheck. At one point, um, the house was literally like hours away from going into foreclosure, even though I had no clue. So, for me, yeah, I could have stayed in LA. I could have went to Atlanta, but it was almost selfish. I was like, again, if this is meant for me and this is my purpose, then I should be able to provide and help my family where they need help, between running a family and operating a church. And, just me being there for my family. But at the same time, I'm going to pursue what I love. So I'm like, this is meant for me. It may take me a year longer, or I could have got it 2-3 years faster if I was somewhere else. But at the end of the day, I know I have one life, I have one family, and I'm gonna make sure that I enjoy it. So that was a big part of making sure I remained rooted in Orlando. From there, once I started, seeing some success and seeing that this was, a real thing, and starting to make these label relationships and whatnot. They always say, like, be the person that you wish you had, so I'm like, I didn't have the platform. I didn't have YouTube University. I didn't have Instagram people dropping tutorials. Like, we just had to figure it out. And so now it's like, yo, like at the end of the day, you don't dim your candle by helping somebody else light theirs. But I think the most important part for me is, a person could be the most talented person in the world, but what speaks to me is the type of person that it is, and what they carry inside. So, I knew that I wanted to. We've always had our platforms. Like, we started Plug and Play, which was this event where people could come play their music for music execs. Which took off very well. I think our last one was almost 800 people in Atlanta. But now, again, bringing it back home, and I'm like, you know what? Like, things are going well. Let me build a proper team. And I haven't even announced this yet, but let me build a proper team. And at first, I came up with the idea at the beginning of COVID. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna come up with this merch that, gives the city something to be proud of, that we can wear. But then I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm sort of playing myself. Like, let me just make this a label. Like, let me find that next young talent that's here that I can guide and mold, but at the same time also protect, so they don't have to go through the stolen credits and everything that I went through, So I was like, you know what? Orlando made. So, I've been getting my samples. I just been seeing how it sticks, and, fast as you noticed it, something like that just shows that, it's what I'm supposed to be doing. So, I plan on launching it. It's crazy. It was set to launch today on the first day of fall. But I just did this crazy interview last Friday with Joey Fatone from NSYNC. And, they were talking about what I had planned. I mentioned it, and they were like, yo, like, that's dope. Like, you got our support. We're going to get behind it. We're going to make so all the other Orlando legends will get behind it. And I showed them, the rollout and the trailer for it. And they were like, yo, like, if you're going to do this, like, this is amazing, but like, let's make sure like it's undeniable. So, I'm tweaking a few things, I'm adding some more things. And then from there, I plan on dropping it hopefully in the next 2 weeks. But yeah, man, I'm so, in love and proud of the city. And like you said, it's not just me. Mo's doing his thing. Of course, Aaron, pushing the bar and letting people know that, it's okay to pursue multiple passions, and you're not just tied and bound down to one thing. LPB Pootie's buzzing, Hot Boys buzzing from here. Tyler Yahweh, who's with Post Malone, he's from here. John K, son of Epic, he's from here. Like, it's so much talent here on the music scene. So, you know, I always believe it won't just take one person or one movement. It's going to take multiple things happening to put a city on the map in a sense, and I think that's happening right now.